Hello, welcome to Floristry Market. My name is Greg and this is
Kerrie
from
the Flower House.
But today representing
Smithers Oasis.
Oh, that was so smooth.
Wasn't
Well done.
it?
That was good.
And that wasn't even planned.
It wasn't planned at all. Anyway, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Nice to have you here. We have changed clothes since the last 3 shows that we did. But right, straight into it.
Yes.
What are we talking about today?
Well, one of my favourite designs, wildflowers.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
wow, exactly. And it's a huge trend at the moment.
Okay.
So it has been for a while, but I think it's getting more and more and more so, for sure. It started to create this lovely simple hand-tied design in a wild form. So I've selected commercial flowers to make it look wild. Obviously, there are wildflowers, and I have to use what's available to me commercially.
So when you say wildflowers, you mean if you were going out picking the flowers,
Exactly.
so that you've not done that?
No,
because
I haven't.
from a business point of view, time and all of that,
Absolutely.
it would probably be quite expensive.
Yeah,
so you get
exactly.
these flowers from your supplier.
Absolutely. So yes, what is available for me. So I always make, I would choose with wildflowers the different textures. You can see I've used a lot of different textures in here. And you know, they're not all, I would say, wild. You know, I've put roses in there, and also the delphiniums and some alliums, these beautiful ranunculus butterflies as well. And you can see all the different textures that I've used, mixed and matched, to create this wild look.
Yeah.
So
it looks great.
And it's supposed to look like you've picked it from the garden.
Yeah.
That's exactly the kind of, you know, look and vibe we're going for. So I haven't been trained to design wildflowers. That's not something I've literally taught myself.
Yeah.
So I look at the design and I make it up as I go along.
So what decisions have you made as you've made this? What about height and colour and all of that sort of stuff?
I wanted to put it into a vase as a front-facing design. That's what I decided to do. So I would create some height with the different flowers. This being the allium there, and then I would just add in the textures as I go. Really recessing as well some of the flowers to create a depth into the design as well, and then literally just it's so good that you can just make it flow. You can put the flowers anywhere that you want to.
I quite like the randomness of it.
I know, and I do
lovely.
as well.
It's lovely,
Sometimes it's nice just to kind of have that randomness. I'm a bit like that.
Yeah.
And actually,
you're a bit random.
I'm a bit random.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more flowers in, if that's okay. And again, you can see, you know, that there's no structure to this design. Literally, you can put it wherever you want to.
Do you know the names of everything you're using?
I do, yes. So I'm putting these scabia seed balls in, which are my absolute favourite.
They are lovely.
I really love them. And then I'm putting this lovely Estelby. This has a lovely texture to it as well. But it's nice when you're doing a design and you can put the different textures in and add the different textures in, like this one here as well. So, and I love to keep the leaves on. I know they're flopping over, but I actually really like that because I like the movement going into the design and just putting them on all different levels.
Well, it keeps the wildness, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and we want it to be wild. We don't want it to be structured. We want it to be a bit here, a bit there, and then create a really nice design into the vase. So I'm going to pick out some Veronica. I'm just going to add a little bit of that in. And then I'm putting them on, as you can see, on all different levels. And as this is a front-facing design, I've started up high, brought some depth into the design, and then a little bit of movement around. And then I've created this and then put this quite down low, which will sit lovely into the vase.
So when you say front-facing, you mean there's a back and a front, essentially?
Exactly. So the back is quite flat, like that, but you wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah.
So it's literally to the front, and that's where it could sit towards, I don't know, a shelf or something like that. Yeah. And I'm just going to put this lovely, see that? Allium in the bottom there, just to finish that off.
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm going to put some natural twine to tie it off. Now I have actually tied this quite a few times. Sometimes when you want a flower to stay in a position, you shouldn't be afraid just to tie it into that position. I'm always doing it. And especially if you're doing something a little bit more freer, it will secure your flowers in place.
Can I just talk about your technique there? So you go around twice.
I do,
and
yes.
then tie it.
Then tie it, absolutely.
Double knot.
And then just cut off the end.
So
and that's really secure. Do you want to feel how secure that is?
That's very secure.
Yeah, so
I can
it won't
imagine,
move.
though, as the more you add, the heavier it gets, the more difficult it is to actually hold it.
It is.
So tying it as you go is probably
It's
quite a
great.
good little
And when
tip.
I was learning, that's exactly what I did to learn how to, because sometimes it's alien for people, or they've got small hands and they can't hold, you know, the hand tied, and or their arms ache. So the bigger the hand tied, the heavier the stems. You know, it does get difficult.
Yeah.
So tying it as you go on the same binding point is a really good tip for sure. And I do it all the time. And to hold things into place too.
That's a great tip.
Yeah, so I'm just going to cut these stems and we're going to put it into this lovely vase.
So who makes this vase?
Oasis Floral Products.
Oasis Floral Products.
Look how pretty it is.
What's it called? It's lovely.
Yeah, it's called the Confetti Vase in blue and yellow. It comes in 2 colours. This is my favourite one. I actually did a lot of these for Mother's Day, which was...
Do you think you do more hand tied than anything else?
Yes, I do. I do have a wide selection of products that I have available in my gift collection. Hand tied seems to be the most popular.
And this is quite on trend, isn't it, obviously?
Absolutely, yes, it's definitely on trend. And more customers are actually liking the wildness and the wild designs as well, and they're actually asking for them.
So if I wanted to do something wild that wasn't in a vase, what could I do?
Well, funny you should say that, Greg. Here's one I created earlier.
That is gorgeous.
I know.
So you've put some foam in there.
Yes, I have. I've put Oasis floral foam in there. And I've created, again, a wild-looking design, but with commercial flowers as well. So it's very easy.
So some of the same ones.
Absolutely, I've matched them in.
Have you put a bit more greenery in there? A bit more foliage? Or
A
not?
little bit more, probably about the same actually.
Okay.
A little bit more foliage in there, yeah, for sure. And then I've put differences. I've put a little bit of daisy in there, Tanacetum daisy, which is my favourite.
I knew there was a difference. I couldn't figure out what it was.
There we go. It's the
There it
Tanacetum,
is.
yeah. But it just adds a different element in there as well. So, yeah, really lovely. And this is, I've got this in my gift range as well. It's new in this wicker basket. And it's absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Customers loved it for Mother's Day, for sure. It's a beautiful gift. And also they get to keep it afterwards.
It's a bit different, and you can use it as a handbag. It's
You
got
can,
handles on it if you wanted to use it as a handbag
absolutely,
afterwards.
absolutely.
So that's
I'm
great.
always thinking of things that when you are gifting it, or when your customers are sending it as a gift, that the customer actually gets something at the end of it. I think that's really important. So like a hand tied in one of the boxes is great, and you know, it's practical, but to have a gift at the end is also really nice. I'm always looking for different things that customers can actually keep.
Yeah. Kerrie, as a guest on the show,
Yes.
question. What question would you like to ask everybody?
Oh, I think, what's your favourite wildflower? Is that a good question?
That's a great question. What's yours?
I'd have to go, it's very difficult, Greg, because I love all flowers, as you know. But I do love the delphiniums. I love the Cyrus grass.
I have to say, from what I've seen, I like this floppy thing.
Yes.
And those
The
sticky
scabious seed balls.
They're the ones. They're the ones.
I like them. I like them too.
Yeah, leave your comments on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks once again. And thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. And hit the bell icon. And that way you'll be notified every time we upload a new show. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Check Kerrie out as well whilst you're there. All right, have a great rest of the day. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.